and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original comedy series, Middleditch and Schwartz. Thomas Middleditch from Silicon Valley and Ben Schwartz from Parks and Recreation perform two-person long-form improv. So in this stand-up comedy live improv, totally off the cuff, there are 3 episodes. If you know anything about improv, then you'll obviously enjoy things like Whose Line Is It Anyway? There are a cornucopia of things on the net wherever you watch them. If you like improv and you enjoy how people are really creative, you're going to really enjoy this. Obviously, if you love Parks and Recreation as well, you're going to enjoy this.
Show me what you eat.
I don't want
Show me what you eat.
So this is Middleditch and Schwartz, and they normally do something where they will speak to an audience member, ask them a question, and from there gather some information from what then they will take a segment and then act completely off the cuff, improv, and make a story, a comedy story out of that. And normally it's a one-time wonder. Nobody else gets to see it. It's just for that audience, those audience members only. But this time around, they had Netflix record 3 different sessions, or probably more, but we've got 3 that they've recorded, and so now we get 3 different ones. One of them is called Parking Lot Wedding. The other one is Law School and Magic. And the third one is Dream Job. I particularly like Law School and Magic. That's my favorite of the 3, although all 3 are great. The thing I really like about this is that the way they interact with the audience, the way they gather bits of information, a seemingly simple thing, asking an audience member, the first thing that comes up that they hear, someone says law, and then they talk about their family and how one of their families into magic, and so then they draw these questions and they create characters out of that world, and you get to go along that journey with them. And it's so funny to see how they bring certain things back, or a character that they've forgotten, or the way they create their story and where it goes from there. It's like playing Dungeons and Dragons, only in comedy segment. If you allow imagination, the scope as far as it can go with who you can do with just 2 people, who knows how far you can go. But what's really clever is the world they create within it, with just 2 people, 2 chairs, and all the characters that they are in between. And by the end of it, it feels like you've watched a film or a TV episode of some type, and your imagination creates everything that they create, and it fills in the gaps, as it were, I guess. And that's to the credit of the actors, the improv actors, and their comedy routines and what they're able to fill in. And so you will now, once you've watched it, be able to go and talk about it. And I feel that the strength of that is when you're talking with your family, have you seen this show? Have you seen this improv? Do you remember that bit when? And I think that's where that works. It's really funny if you're able to talk about things. I wasn't barely laughing, but there was a lot of times where I was smirking, or really just amazed at the creativity that they brought back, the cleverness, because it's all improv. So when there is something clever that happens, or something that works out well, you're like, that was convenient. Like, that's almost like you planned that. I know they probably have skits that they've worked and rehearsed before, so they're very good at what they do. But this is all new, so it really is quite creative and quite genius. There's nothing to talk about in the filming sense of things, like as a TV show that I normally review, or films, because it's just filmed. They have spots follow them. Sometimes they zoom in, sometimes they don't. That's part and parcel. Like you're part of the audience, a live studio audience, or just in the theater, depending on which episode you're watching. And I think that you will feel like you're part of the audience. It's really easy to like these 2 characters. It's very easy to relate to them. I just think they're so good on screen, and the way they bring characters to life is often hilarious, and you laugh with them when they make mistakes. So you get to see how they use those mistakes, and then you get to see characters that you thought, where they're going to go with this. It's not kid friendly, because they do use quite adult themes and quite heavy language, probably about 15 and up, I guess, or depending. If you don't mind your kids hearing bad language, then that's fine. They probably say worse things in school, but just a quick parental warning, I guess. It does say for 15 up or mature. So, but I think if you love stand-up comedy routines, you're going to love this. It's just 3 episodes, 50 minutes apiece, and if you like Whose Line Is It Anywhere, or things like that, then you're going to love this. Really creative, really fun to watch. I particularly love where the stories come from the audience. It makes it that much real. More real. Thanks so much for watching this review. Chat to me in the comments below. Who is your favorite comedy stand-up improv routine that you've ever seen? How much did you enjoy this? I'm going to give this an A because I thought it was solid. Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.